Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have one question to ask you all. Do you like free money? Well, if you do, watch this video because this upcoming Saturday, we have one of the easiest bets that you can ever place. And here I am, here to show you it today. We've got the clash of two fat asses in Derek Lewis and Talishin Teixeira. Now, I love Derek Lewis. But let's get on to this bet because you might be wondering, hey, MMA homo, what is this bet that you're talking about? Are you betting on Lewis? Are you betting on Teixeira? What's happening here, man? Because, most people, they think it's kind of a 50-50 matchup. They lean a little bit more towards Teixeira, and no one's really been saying, hey, this is a lock. So what's happening here? Well, this is what's happening. I'm not betting on one person to win the fight. I'm betting on it to go over 1.5 rounds. And the odds for this, I jumped out of my seat when I saw these odds. I jumped out of my seat, popped some confetti in the air and waved my hands around. Why are the odds plus 150? No, I don't know. Whoever was sitting in their chair, they saw these two guys, were like, oh, they look scary. It's probably not going the distance. Oh, shit. Odds for this are plus 150, and here I am to explain it quite briefly because I feel like it doesn't need too much of a yap session. It doesn't need a 20-minute yap session to explain why this is absolutely batshit crazy. Please make your money now unless you hate money, but I haven't really met anyone that hates money, so maybe, I don't know, maybe people hate money. So I thought I would break it down into going over what the two people's game plans for this fight are gonna be. Now, for Derek Lewis, right away, he throws some bullshit. Right out the window, he always just throws some fucking bullshit. Whether it's starting with a high kick up to the ceiling, whether it's a flying knee when he did to Marcus Rodrigo de Lima, whether he fucking starts wrestling like he did in his last fight against Nascimento. I think Lewis's game plan right off the bat is to throw some bullshit. And that's one of the reasons I think why these odds got inflated so much, because maybe they're thinking that Lewis can throw some bullshit and get Teixeira out of there right away. I think personally that Teixeira is responsible enough on the feet and defensively sound enough to survive the Popeye's attack that Lewis is going to throw at him, which is another reason why I'm leaning more towards this over 1.5 rounds. If Lewis can't get you out of there in the first 2 minutes with some bullshit that he throws, he's going to try to preserve his Popeye's cardio. Look at this man. This is a peak athlete of a man right here. Look at that round Popeye's chicken belly. You know he's not cutting any weight. You know that. I know that. We all know that. He could whoop our asses. But he's not cutting any weight. We can clearly see that, man. It's fucking... he actually has abs, which is, a little bit of the surprising part. How the hell does this man have abs? Eating Popeye's chicken all day. But anyways, if Derek Lewis cannot get you out of there in the first 1 to 3 minutes, he's going to try to preserve his Popeye's cardio because he knows this is a 5-round fight. He's been 5-round fights before. He's been in them before. He knows, hey, I don't got cardio for days. So we gotta preserve that shit now. Now, when it comes to Teixeira's game plan, there's some misconceptions when it comes to Talishin Teixeira, just because he's so new. He's only had one fight in the UFC. One misconception that I want to point out right away is that in his last fight, it should have been a no contest. Now, you might be saying, oh, what the fuck, man? He brutalized Justin Tafa in like 30 seconds. And when I watched the fight the first time, I thought so too. But if you look at the combination that set him up when he was against Justin Tafa in the fence, clinching up, it was a low blow. He kneed Justin Tafa in the nuts. And that's why Justin Tafa went down. Now, I'm not saying Justin Tafa is the greatest level of competition. What I'm saying is that, hey, maybe we might be overestimating this guy's power here. Look, he crumpled Justin Tafa in 2 seconds. That could be for a multitude of reasons. 1, Justin Tafa is a sack of potatoes to start off. 2, you need him in the balls. Shit, you and me would have both went down if we got kneed in the balls. I just want to point that out. That should have been a no contest. But anyways, as we move on, Teixeira is very, very inexperienced. And I think that the patient thing to do is to find the range early on and be a little bit more patient when you're fighting Derek Lewis. Teixeira knows he's in there with Derek Lewis. He sees, all these highlights of Derek Lewis, most KOs in UFC history. I doubt he's going to swing for the fences right away against a KO machine like Derek Lewis. Yeah, Derek is slower now, but he's still Derek Lewis, the Popeye's machine. Teixeira, if he has any brain power whatsoever, he's not going to try to get Derek Lewis out of there in like 10 seconds like he did with Justin Tafa. Once again, Teixeira's not the fittest guy in the world, but he's definitely more fit than Mr. Popeye's fried chicken fat ass Derek Lewis. Once again, I say that with up due respect. I love you, Derek Lewis. Please don't don't beat me up. But with that being said, Teixeira has much better cardio than Derek Lewis, just, from an eye glance standpoint. This guy, he's like kind of skinny fat, but he's actually, considered pretty fit for heavyweight. Teixeira knows he's going into this fight with better cardio, so I think he's going to play the range game early on, and he's going to look for a later KO, most likely. We haven't really seen too much of his grappling, so we'll see how he does there, but I don't think he gets submitted. I don't think he submits Derek Lewis. I think for the most part it's going to be a standing fight, maybe some clinch work here and there, but I don't see Teixeira getting an early round finish, and I don't see Derek Lewis swinging for the hills right away and being able to clip someone that's somewhat responsible on the feet like Teixeira. Therefore, I see it going over 1.5 rounds. I look at these odds, I jump out of my seat, I stare at it for even like 20 more minutes, I jump out of my seat, I do a little bit more research, a couple hours, on my computer, I still jump out of my seat. I'm like, what the hell are these odds? As we wrap up this video, I just want to remind you guys one thing. This is heavyweight MMA. They treat cardio around here like diamonds. If there's a heavyweight with good cardio, it's like a needle in a haystack. That shit is not possible. Like, preserving your cardio at heavyweight and not getting knocked out are probably the two most big things. Well, obviously not getting knocked out, but preserving your cardio in heavyweight. If you do 10 more minutes on the Stairmaster than another guy, you're fucking 20 times more fit in the heavyweight division. This division is so fucking shallow. I used to look at it as like, hey, it's kind of bad, like light heavyweights, when there's not that much, diversity, there's not much that's happening. But at least we got guys like, Curtis Blades, Volkov, we got Cyril Gane. Oh my days, bro, I'm looking at this more and more and I'm like, holy shit. Okay, we all know Cyril Gane isn't the greatest level, but I had lots of respect for Curtis Blades. I was always like, oh, he's really good. But as Lucas Tracy calls him, Plotty Man Blades. I was like, if you saw that Curtis Blades fight with Rizvan Kuniev, Curtis looked like a duck on a volcano. I don't even know what that metaphor means, but he would look like a duck on a volcano. He just sat there, took some combinations from Rizvan Kuniev, and he just sat there and shot some shitty ass takedowns when it came to the second, third round. He was gassed. I know there might have been like he tore something in his leg. Jeez, his punches look bad. His wrestling didn't even look good. And when we think of Curtis Blades, we think of like a high level grappler for the heavyweight division. This guy wasn't even that good. Like, we've got Volkov, we've got Tom Aspinall, we got Geltin Almeida. I don't really even want to count out Cyril Gane because he lost that fight to Volkov. When he's against fat asses, he's pretty good. Like when he fought Tai Tuivasa, but that's Tai Tuivasa. Come on. So I want to remind you guys, at the end of the day, this is still heavyweight mixed martial arts. So it's not going to be the most high quality of fights. It's most likely going to be Derek and Teixeira versus air, essentially, is what I'm saying here. Unless there's an early round finish, which a lot of people have been, at least the matchmakers have been leaning towards it happening. But I don't think it's going to be, an early round finish. Like I said, Teixeira is responsible enough on the feet to not get KO'd right away. He's smart enough to know that you don't want to trade with Derek Lewis when he's fresh. And Derek, he's going to try to get Teixeira out of there, obviously, but he's not going to be able to. And when he figures out, hey, I'm not going to be able to get this guy out of there right away, he's going to be trying to preserve his cardio. So that's all I really got for this video. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And make sure y'all subscribe, like the video, check in for your next MMA Homo video. Peace!